How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now this video is going to be a little bit easier to make than the previous ones. Whether you can tell from the title or not, we're going to be going over how the team performed in Game Week 6 before turning our attention to how the team is setting out for Game Week 7 and also talking about some transfer options. Why are we talking about transfer options before the team selection? I'll get to when we cover that section. But without further ado, I wanted to give a little bit of a reminder. If you are new to this channel, I recommend subscribing and hitting those bell notifications, as you'll be getting these videos hot off the press, and hopefully these can help you rise up those FPL ranks. Whether you're using these videos for information or just simply as an FPL journal for my FPL team, that is up to you. But I just wanted to give this kind of announcement before we get into the video. But now sit back, relax, and let's get into my team selection. So going on to how the team performed in Game Week 6, you can see a kind of notable number on the screen is yes, we are in the top 100k. Finally, I know we were around the top 100k around Game Week 3 or 2, but we were just above it, and it feels so good to be within that kind of bracket. And hopefully from now on we can take this rank boost and just ride with it till the end of the season and hopefully get into that top 10k kind of goal spot. As you can see with this team, if you're not in the top 100k, you can simply get there by just having one good game week. Whether that comes now or game week 37 does not really matter, as long as you're rising in ranks quite a bit till the end of the season, and at the end of game week 38 you're sitting at your goal kind of rank. That's all that matters. So as you can see, one good game week rose in rank about 400k places, which is insane. But as I said in the previous previews, that there is such a tight gap between these spots in this FPL ladder, and you can rise in ranks greatly. So the team overall got 86 points. I know 86 points probably wasn't what was expected at the start of the game week, but as you can see, lucky subs and Sterling missed out kind of proved quite fortuitous, and we saw Lundstrom come off the bench and De Bruyne get that vice captaincy. It shows a game week rank of 35k, which is probably one of the highest I've had in FPL, and I'm extremely proud of it. Whether it be luck or skill is up to you to decide, but as most people say, luck is generally the main factor in FPL, and it feels so good to finally get on the good side of the luck, and that is shown definitely with our subs and vice captaincy. So let's get on to how the team performed. We had Matt Ryan for Brighton coming in with a massive 10 points. I was really happy to get some points finally from him, as Matt Ryan does kind of have a dip of fixtures right now, and I don't think I'm going to be expecting that many points from him. So kind of a nice little early birthday present from Matt Ryan there with those 10 points, and I'm looking to kind of hope that he gets a couple more save points in the future. He did pick up 3 bonus points, which was massively insane, but that's probably the product of a very dull 0-0 draw. Moving on to the rest of the defense, we have Lucas Dean with a 1-point appearance. Sheffield United had kind of a shock victory against Everton, especially because of the fact that Everton did not concede. We'll talk about that Sheffield clean sheet later on in this video, but with Dean, 1 point's kind of been disappointing the previous couple game weeks, and a lot of people are looking to transfer him out. I can see why. With me, I don't really think I will be, as he just is too good attacking wise, and I just have too many fires in other positions to transfer Luca Dean out. But with Dean, with his 1 point, it kind of was a little bit nullified by the performance of my other defenders who performed much better. Starting with Nathan Ake, his 8 points, he scored a goal against Southampton, and I won't lie, when I picked Nathan Ake to start, I kind of had a little bit of a feeling. I know Captain Hindsight is probably going to say, but Dayvy, you can say that after the game week, but I can promise you, when I put him in my squad, I was just hoping for an attacking return, and that's exactly what we got. A lovely goal within the first 12 minutes, a little bit unlucky that he didn't keep the clean sheet. That would have been a massive hole for Ake, and it would have been kind of the perfect present for holding him on for so long. But just another reason to show that Bournemouth's defense is absolutely atrocious. He has not kept a clean sheet, and to kind of hope for attacking returns from a defender is not good at all in FPL, and I'll definitely be looking to transfer him out in the upcoming game weeks. Then we have Robbo with 8 points, managed to get those bonus points secured to make him get more points than Trent Alexander-Arnold. He got an assist this game week. Trent Alexander-Arnold scored a lovely goal against Chelsea. I wasn't really expecting a clean sheet, as I spoke about in the Game Week 6 preview, but to get 8 points from Robbo against Chelsea was massively insane, and I was super happy to have held onto him for this long. Then we have Lundstrom, kind of one of the heroes of the game week, probably the second best player in terms of score. Actually, that's a fact. I don't know why I'm saying probably, but with Lundstrom's 12 points has rose him to the best FPL defender in the game currently, which is massively insane for a 4 mil defender. But with Lundstrom, he does play out of position, as most of you will know. Managed to get a lovely weighted assist for his teammate and also secured the clean sheet. I won't lie, I wasn't expecting Lundstrom to do this well, and you can probably see that as he was on my bench, so I almost don't deserve these Lundstrom points because I haven't kept faith in him to secure the bag, as he did in around game week 2. I think I missed out on those points, so I was super happy to manage to secure him this game week. Moving on to the midfield, we have Mount. It was just kind of nice that he did play. I didn't have any other players off the bench to come on, so Mount came on with his 2-point appearances, and that was more than most people were expecting. A lot of people were thinking that he was going to be injured, but it was nice to see him start against Liverpool, so it made kind of the transfers this game week a lot easier, as I definitely will be holding on to Mason Mount. Cantwell and Pookie, going to kind of talk about them as a double because Norwich were a little bit underwhelming against Burnley. It seems like they kind of gone these hit or miss games, managed to beat City but lose to Burnley. I don't know how that happens, but you got to ask the Norwich boys on that one. But Cantwell and Pookie managed 2 points and no attacking returns. I didn't really watch the game, so I can't be that secure on saying how they played, but I've heard that they should manage to get a couple of assists and goals in the future game weeks, and definitely will replicate their form that they've had in previous game weeks. Then we have Salah with a little bit of a no-name assist, just kind of rolled the ball back for Trent Alexander-Arnold to bang in that top right corner, but I'm still happy with those FPL points. I know at his price tag 5 points isn't really that great, but considering the opposition of Chelsea, I kind of will take any points I could get. Lots of us had him as vice captain from Sterling, so if you manage to at least get a return, that's quite good. But obviously with De Bruyne picking up 17 points, a couple of assists and a goal in the couple final minutes of the game was absolutely sensational. Looks to be on extremely good form, one of the top form players in the world, if not the most top form player in the world, so I'm really happy to have him in my FPL team. I still think he is undervalued, so if you don't have him in your squad, I would try and get him in, as he does seem like that masterclass in that Man City lineup, and definitely their best player at the moment. So I know vice captain, a little bit lucky to get the De Bruyne points, but I was super happy to get them in the end and was the best captaincy option this game week. Then we have Barnes with 2 points, another disappointing appearance, especially with the fact that Burnley won 2-0 and his striking partner Wood getting both of the goals. So I'm considering that a little bit unlucky, and it seems like the Barnes train has hit a little bit of a slump, maybe a pothole in that train track, but hopefully Barnes can maybe pick up this form. I'll be talking about him. He's probably going to be my transfer out this game week, so just something to keep in mind. On the bench, it's a quadruple of zeros, so not much to talk about there. Only kind of talking points are going to be Chenko not starting and not even coming off the bench, and then Sterling not starting at all. I won't lie, the Sterling not starting was kind of predictable. I think a lot of people were expecting him to get a rest with this kind of bombardment of fixtures midweek and on the weekend, so I wasn't too mad. I was just lucky that Sterling didn't come off for a 1-point appearance off the bench. It's a little bit of a tricky situation with Benjamin Mendy being back now, and it seems like they also have some backups in place for that left back spot. I'm just kind of hoping that Chenko does make an appearance in the next couple game weeks, and I'll be kind of monitoring him for transfers out in the upcoming game weeks. So now going on to my transfer thoughts for game week 7. I only have one free transfer, so I'm probably going to be making quite a basic move, hopefully a move that replicates some points, but I'm thinking that I'm going to be making it either in defense or midfield. So I've highlighted Son here. He did have a price rise on Tuesday night, so it has gone up to 9.7, but with Son I'm kind of happy with my midfield. I've put him up here as he was kind of a transfer consideration for me, especially if I'm going to be downgrading Sterling. So if that is a move that you're kind of going to be looking for, I know Son looks like quite a good captaincy option for this upcoming game week against Southampton, but I simply have other fires to put out, so Son isn't going to be coming into my lineup for game week 7. So then moving on to defense or attack, in the goalkeeping department I won't be making any changes, so I simply have Ryan and Button there, but in defense it's either going to be Soyuncu or Otamendi that comes in. For Zinchenko, probably going to be Otamendi, and if it was Ake, it's probably going to be Söyüncü. I think for the next game week, I will consider this move, as I'm going to be talking about Zinchenko in my kind of team selection, and we'll go more in depth in that one. So that leaves the striking department, and there is still this debate of Aguero versus Sterling. I think for this upcoming game week, I don't want to shift my team around too much, so I'm going to be opting for Sterling and keeping him in my lineup, and that leaves one man, Tammy Abraham. I'm probably going to be bringing Tammy Abraham into my lineup, as I do think that he has great fixtures. As you can see for Chelsea, it's kind of a sea of green up until this Man City fixture, and I think that with the style that Frank Lampard's playing of very attacking and a youth squad, I think that Tammy Abraham is going to be the catalyst in that, and hopefully scoring tons of goals, hopefully assisted by Mason Mount. I wouldn't be too mad at that, but I don't think doubling up on that Chelsea attack is too bad of a move, especially considering their fixtures. As I spoke about in my preview, Leicester are the other boys that have great fixtures, so I will be considering Söyüncü in the upcoming game weeks, but I think with my one free transfer, I'm not going to be taking a hit this game week, and it looks like Tammy Abraham's going to be coming in. So as I said at the start of the video, there's a reason why I'm talking about the transfer options before I talk about the team selection. Kind of reversed from the usual way we do it, but that's simply because I've already made my transfer for this game week. I confirmed it over on Twitter. The Twitter handle is @DayvyFPL, so get following that account if you're not. That's where I post all my transfer kind of thoughts and my transfers confirmed, as a couple of you have been requesting me to do. So head over to Twitter and follow me @DayvyFPL, link in the description. But as I said, I have made my transfer for this game week, so that's why I spoke about my transfer options before this. But getting onto the lineup for game week 7, I'm expecting big things, but there are a couple of worrying turning points that I'm going to be talking about now. So with Ryan against Chelsea, as you can see, I've doubled up on that Chelsea attack, so I can't be hoping for a Ryan clean sheet, and I'm not. I'm hoping that he gets a couple save points, hopefully a 3 or 4 point appearance, and then I will be happy with that. As I said, Ryan has some very tough fixtures upcoming, so I'm just hoping that he can get into kind of some save form and net those bonus points as well. Going into defense, we have Robertson against Sheffield United. I think they're pretty much the second predicted clean sheet for this game week. I think the first one is basically Leicester, but the second one is Liverpool against Sheffield United. So I'm hoping that Robertson can kind of get a clean sheet and maybe even attacking return, as I don't think that Sheffield United should be attacking that much. Touch wood, they're probably going to score a hat-trick now and Liverpool will lose that game, but I'm hoping that Robertson can at least get some returns. Now with Chenko, I've decided to hold on to him. I know it may quite be a no-brainer yet to transfer him to Otamendi, but I think there might be a chance that Chenko plays on the weekend, especially because he missed out on the League Cup game. I think that they might start Chenko after kind of having a rest. I know it's probably a shot in the dark here and I'm kind of clutching at straws a little bit, but I think that there is a chance that Chenko plays, and I'm hoping that he does. It's not a train smash if he doesn't play, as Lucas Dean can come off the bench, but I will hopefully prefer it if Chenko does start and get a clean sheet. Then we have Ake against West Ham. I know I've been kind of saying that Bournemouth's defense is absolutely dreadful, and it is, but I kind of have no choice here to play but Ake, as I do think that he has more chance of getting a clean sheet than Dean does against Man City. With Ake, Bournemouth's last victory against West Ham and their last game finished 2-0 to Bournemouth at home, so I'm hoping they can kind of replicate this fixture with an Ake goal and hopefully a clean sheet. That's probably asking for too much, especially now that I've just said that I'm playing Ake out of pure pity for my bench. So Nathan Ake comes into the lineup, probably going to be a transfer out in the upcoming game weeks, so hopefully he can offer us another goodbye present. Moving into midfield, where it gets a little bit more rosier, we have Mount against Brighton. I think a good fixture for them at home. I know Man City battered Brighton, so I'm hoping that Chelsea can do the same. We have Chenko against Crystal Palace. A little bit of a tough fixture there, as Palace are a lot better at home than they are away. So I'm hoping that Norwich can kind of replicate this attacking form that they had at the start of the season and get a couple of goals, with Chenko being on the assisting end or scoring end. Then we have Brawn and Sterling against Everton. A good fixture overall. Man City always kind of beat Everton quite comfortably. I'm expecting kind of a 2-0 or a 3-0. So I'm hoping that Brawn and Sterling kind of get on the end of that. Sterling is currently my captain, as I do think that he'll play on the weekend, especially after the break against Watford and only playing 70 minutes midweek. We have Salah against Sheffield United. Salah's not my captain for this game because I think Sheffield United are quite defensively sure. I expect Liverpool to win, but I don't think that by that great of a margin. Maybe a 2-0 or a 1-0. In the preview I spoke about, but the maximum goals that Sheffield United have conceded is 2. So whether Salah gets both those goals, he could be a good captaincy option, but I don't think that Salah's on that kind of form recently, so I do think the goals will be shared. Moving into attack, we have Abraham. As I spoke about with Mount, Brighton is quite a good fixture in my opinion, and I'm hoping that he can get on the score sheet again. I know Liverpool was a tough fixture, so we can't really hold too much against him for that one, but I do think Brighton at home should be a game that he's scoring in, and he could even be a captaincy option for those of you who have him. Now with Pookie, as I said with Cantwell, hoping he can get back onto that scoring front and become the top goal scorer again. I think he's lost his place to Aguero, so I'm hoping that Pookie can kind of clinch that spot back against Crystal Palace. On the bench, we have Lucas Dean. I know he is quite attacking, but I just think that Everton aren't going to be getting too forward in this one. And I think especially with Lucas Dean playing that full-back position, he's going to be kind of having to mark the likes of Mahrez or Sterling, whoever they play on the wings, quite tightly. And I think that's going to kind of nullify his attacking threat. Greenwood on the bench. I know he was my kind of hero last game week because of his tonsillitis. I managed to get Lundstrom off the bench, but I do think that there is a chance that Greenwood plays in this one. I know it's quite a tough fixture against Arsenal and quite a big fixture, but I think that Man United's form has been quite terrible, and I do think they're looking for kind of a creative outlet, and I think that Greenwood could be that player. Then Lundstrom against Liverpool, not too much to say about that one. I think that Looney won't be scoring much in this one. Watch him pull out another 12-point appearance and absolutely shut me up. But I think I'm going to be playing my odds here and benching Lundstrom. But this is how the team's kind of gone out for. With the captaincy on Sterling, it could change. Follow me on Twitter for that updated team come that Game Week 7 deadline. But I'm kind of comfortable with playing Sterling here. I do think he will play, and I'm hoping that he can kind of get on the return form again, as I do think that he's going to be quite a good player to have for this season. But that's going to kind of wrap up the video. As I said, please subscribe if you're new or have not subscribed yet, and like the video if you did enjoy the content. Otherwise, follow me on Twitter at DayvyFPL, link in the description. But otherwise, I'm going to be signing off. This has been DayvyFPL, and I'm out. Cheers, bye.